Imagine waking up every single day with the same song on the radio, the same weather forecast, and the same mundane routine no matter what you do. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, that's precisely the predicament faced by Phil Connors in the classic film Groundhog Day. This movie isn't just a comedy, it's a fascinating exploration of existential dread with a unique twist of humor that few films can match. There's one scene that has always stuck with me. It's where Phil declares that he is a god.
I'm a god.
Now, your initial reaction might be much like mine. This guy is clearly not a god. If knowing everyone's lunch order is godhood, then becoming an intern is a form of apotheosis. The idea of him being a god seems crazy, and a clear delusion brought on by his circumstances. But the more I watch the movie and think about it, the more it seems he might actually be more godly than I initially gave him credit for. This is what I really want to explore. If Phil Connors is a god, what even is a god to begin with? For the uninitiated, Groundhog Day is about Phil Connors, a news reporter who gets caught in a time loop on Groundhog Day. Phil eventually breaks free of the time loop, but not before a significant amount of time has passed, and he has undergone so much self-growth that it would make Tetsuo blush. The duration of his time loop is widely debated. Guesses range from a year to 10,000 years. The most accepted estimate is around 40 years. Over those 4 decades, Phil not only became a master of every skill under the sun, but also compiled an encyclopedic knowledge of everything in Punxsutawney. He knows everyone's name, life story, and even the exact moment they'll slip on the icy sidewalk. He's not omniscient, but...
maybe he's not omnipotent, he's just been around so long, he knows everything.
Speaking of God, what even is a god? The concept of God and gods is vast and honestly could be its own video. In fact, depictions and interpretations of gods are so varied that creating one single definition seems almost impossible. Most definitions include some level of power or supremacy, often with a side of omniscience. But not all gods know everything. Many religions, especially monotheistic ones, have gods who are all-seeing and all-knowing. Polytheistic gods, on the other hand, are more like specialized experts. Take Poseidon, for example. He's got the ocean covered, but throw him into the desert and he'll have a very bad time. This limited type of power could be applied to Phil. He's not omniscient, but he's been around long enough to know everything about the town he resides in. While in the confines of the time loop, he can't truly be killed, and he can accomplish just about anything he wants given enough time. And time is something he has an unlimited supply of. He's not infallible in the sense that the loops can be reset, but within the time loop, he is practically immortal and can achieve whatever he wants given enough tries. It's like he has unlimited lives in a video game. Sure, he might meet the business end of a gun if he tries to go on a rampage, but that's only on the first few attempts. Eventually he'll learn the pattern of all the bullets and be able to dodge them like Neo. On that note, video games are a great analogy. Think of the Hitman series. Every level in Hitman is basically just a mini Groundhog Day. Everything follows a set path until the player intervenes. Die and the level restarts, giving you another chance. Your actions change the scripted events, and the NPCs always react the exact same way. On the first attempt, stealth might be tricky, but eventually you'll nail down the exact route to success. Roguelikes also follow this pattern. Die and restart, but with the knowledge and skills gained from the previous attempts. Phil Collins becomes exceptional at many things through his endless repetitions. He's not invincible or infallible, but through sheer persistence, he reaches a point where that doesn't matter. Speedrunners are often called gods of their games, and while in the time loop, Phil could also be considered the god of Punxsutawney. Much like a speedrunner, Phil can keep trying the same thing over and over day after day until he's optimized it to the point where he can do it as fast as possible and while ignoring all the danger. Many cultures throughout history have had a form of local deity, a god or spirit whose realm is specifically a town or location. The Greeks and the Romans also assigned a specific god to be the patron of a city. These city protectors often differ from those of other cultures because the Romans got to pick who got the job. The Chinese had the Chen Shen, which are gods who protect an entire city. They also, typically, were just dead people who had made an impact on a city. Doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, if you do something of note in a small village and everyone likes you, you are now sentenced to an eternity of protecting that town. Cities and towns throughout Southeast Asia have their own local deities. They have a better gig than the Chinese ones, since these guys get their own tiny houses. The reason I bring these up is that Phil shares many characteristics with a local deity. He's a figure with godlike powers, but only in a specific town. Local gods are often protectors of their towns or its people. Phil certainly is a protector of the people of Punxsutawney. He has a daily routine where he will go out of his way to help people. This includes catching a boy who's falling out of a tree, helping an old woman cross the road, and even saving a girl from being hit by a car. He is the town's protector. So, is Phil the god of Punxsutawney? He certainly fits the definition of a local god, It goes without saying that he isn't a capital G monotheistic god. He also isn't on the level of a powerful polytheistic god. But sometimes gods are just little guys who live in your pantry and keep your food from going bad. Or mean middle-aged men who are stuck in a time loop. Overall, I don't know, man. I'm just a dude on the internet with too much free time. All I do know is that for one single day, Phil inhabits all the aspects of a protector deity of a small town. Of course, once he broke the time loop, Punxsutawney returned to being a godless backwater whose main export is yearly videotapes of a groundhog. That's it. See ya.